In a world where ordinary men can excel doing ordinary things, this man has single-handedly lowered the bar. From the scrambled mind that brought you Mad Madness and Beagle Rare comes this underwhelming Friday night special event. Matt Porter is the Blendigeddon 2 World Champion and the 2020 World's Top Whiskey Taster. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass and shake your ass for ADHD Whiskey Live.
Well, 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 well. Is there music to your ears or no? It said it was working. It said it was working. Yay. I messed with the microphone and made sure everything was attached properly. I changed the battery in the microphone. You saw me do that. Then I completely switched microphones because I bought a backup. I bought a brand new backup microphone just in case I eventually spilled whiskey on my old one and I needed a new one. So I had one on backup. Switched it out, still nothing. Unhooked the microphone from Unhooked the whole camera from the computer and the video capture card, then checked it on the camera and it was working on the camera. So I was like, oh, there's audio going into the camera, but not going out of the camera. And then I was like, what in the hell? So I restarted the computer and then guess what? I just needed to restart the computer. Son of a bee sting. Jeez Louise, what in the heck? All right. How is everybody doing tonight? Sorry that took so long. My bad. 21 minutes later? Oh my God. That is terrible. I'm super sorry. Adam Shelton, here's a tenner towards the new mic. I mean, thank you. I have the mic here. It's just, geez Louise. Thank you for that. My bad, everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a good Friday night. I was like, hey, at the beginning, I said happy February. Hopefully everyone's having a great start to February. My 5-year-old told me that the groundhog saw his shadow and she was super pissed. Super pissed. She was like, way more winter now. There's going to be way more winter. And I was like, I don't think that's actually true. I think it's a fib. And she was like, what? So I don't know. Anywho, couple things on the agenda tonight. I have the second flight from AT40 I'm going to do. Apparently, it's a Heaven Hill / Old Forester flight. I already have them poured because I'm that far ahead of the game, except for we're way behind. And at the end of the stream, I'm going to try to bomb Beyond Insanity hot sauce. I keep seeing people on hot ones. When they get to this wing is when shit hits the fan. And I'm like, how hot could it be? So the other night, I ordered it, and then it showed up today. And I'm like, let's friggin' do it. So I'll just try that. And I shot a video last night for Boulder Cask Strength Bourbon, which was Fred Minnick's is number 10 whiskey of the year. It is in here. I shot that video last night, so no spoilers about what I think of it. But in other news, great news, we have 2 sponsors for Matt Madness this year. Of course, the sponsor of every live stream, Alec Bradley, the most fantastic, finest cigars on the planet. If you're not smoking those, then you better not be smoking anything else. Otherwise, I'll call you a dum-dum face. You idiot. Anyway, Alec Bradley, of course, sponsor of Matt Madness, and the second sponsor, the official glassware of Matt Madness, Aged in Ore. Heck yeah, Aged in Ore coming on board for this year's Matt Madness, sponsoring the tournament. Thank you, Aged in Ore, friggin' gangsters. It's good. That Boulder Cask Strength is good. Spoilers. I give you a spoiler. It's good. The name of the video is, it's actually going to be called Is Fred Minnick Full of Shit? So, I don't know. Figured it'd get a click or two. Figured it might get a click or two. Virus protection's expired. Kiss mine. Pfft, jerks. How's everybody doing? Super sorry I've missed everything in chat that's going on so far. Jerry Black, how are you? William Hall, Joe Carter, Dan S. Fish with Steven. What's going on? Whiskey Burger. Your voice is music to my liver. Nice. Dr. Jake is in the house. Michael David Grace. Dominic Urban, what's going on? Nimrax, what's happening? Tony Two Toes, Cheech Arlino, William Hall says you ruined the groundhog? No, I didn't ruin it. Brian Sloan's here. Saucy Shane. The reboot is king. You know, I just it's the last thing you want to do because it takes the longest. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to restart the computer, but then it usually works. It usually works all the time. Lucas, up in here. How did you meet and greet poll go? You should totally do a meet and greet somewhere cool. Oh, it went well. So we're in the next stages of planning the trip. I'll let Patron know all about it. Yeah, it's going well. It's going to be in Kentucky. It's going to be a Kentucky meetup. The bomb is twice as hot as Dave's Insanity. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. Jacob Flores here. Do you have an E.H. Taylor barrel proof? I don't have one. I do not. Nick Schuster call me Playboy. That's just silly. I'm not. I mean, I was so bad. How's everybody doing? I'm okay. We're just having a good night so far. I saw the likes in here. I wish I was in Florida with you guys. Miss you guys. Saw Dara in here. Friggin' Dara. AT40 doing your second flight here tonight. Already got them poured. A through F. Have them poured. But before we do that, I want to do this son of a bitch. This is Doc Holliday. Look at the cap on this thing. This is apparently Mom says do not do the bomb. Mom, I love you so much. Hopefully you guys are feeling better. Girls want to give you a call tomorrow, so I'll have the girls give you a little bit of a ring in the morning. Did you ever defend Best Whiskey Taster after 20? They only did one competition after that, and I was a judge for it. I was a judge for the second one. And why would I defend something that I don't want to lose? You know what I mean? The first rule of keeping your title is never defend it. That's what the champs always say. That's what Conor McGregor always said. Unless, of course, it's with an old man in a bar or any other person who can't defend themselves. Won't the bomb wreck your palate? I'm not going to do it before. I'm going to do it after. I'm going to do it after, Unipoke. Love that label. So it's Doc Holliday. This is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. Matter of fact, I didn't want to buy it, but then I was like, well, maybe. It's cask strength. It's an 8-year bourbon from Georgia. And I think, let me just take a look here. Somebody did a review of it, which, as I was looking for information on like where it came from. And they did, was it Breaking Bourbon? Might have been Breaking Bourbon. Let's see. How come when I Google stuff on my phone, I get different results than when I Google stuff on my computer? It's so stupid. Come on. Yeah, Breaking Bourbon. So it is, yes, I'm over 21. I've always been. Not always, but. All right, Doc Holliday is straight bourbon whiskey. It's from, so the World Whiskey Society makes this. It's like the one that have the weird stoppers and stuff on it with kind of the same labels. Ivy Mountain Distillery. It's Ivy Mountain Distillery from Pendergrass, Georgia. From Georgia. Apparently that distillery is out of business. They're no longer distilling whiskey. So it's an 8-year-old cask strength from Georgia, and it's like $140. I ended up having to pay a little more than that because it was from the store down the street that marks everything up. But the mash bill on it is 80 corn, 10% malted corn, 5% rye, and 5% malted barley. So it's a hefty corn bugger. It's very high corn. Tesla 420. You need a Parker Heritage Double Barrel for Wellness Wednesday? I might. Do I have one? I might have gotten one of those samples. I actually don't think I did. I might need one of those. I don't want to say no because yes, I do. I don't think I have one of those yet. That would be amazing. Yeah, look at this thing. It's got a friggin' 6-shooter on top. Big Vic. No love for the fluffy guys. Cheers, Matt. What are you talking about, fluffy guys? there's lots of love for the fluffy guys, especially you. Especially you. So anyway, it's got a friggin' skull just like glued to it. It's just I don't imagine this skull will last very long in this house. Probably like, I don't know, a couple weeks maybe. But oh, what the heck? Does this unscrew? Oh, what the? No, it's just a cork. That's amazing. It's got a stopper inside of the friggin' bangarang. That's pretty neat. All right. Well, you know what? I'm already sold. Already sold. That's so neat. Single barrel. So it's a single barrel. This one is barrel number 929. Wow. Okay. So there's well, I don't know if that's how many barrels they have, but bottle 79 of 161, 63% alcohol by volume. So 126 proof, 8-year-old Georgia bourbon. Georgia. Color on it is very dark. That's a beautiful color. Bourbon is my favorite color, and this is no exception. Okay, that smells really good. It's like all right. Very it's oak forward and corn forward and mesquite forward. It's like it's almost like barbecue chips, like if you were to like smoker chips. It almost has a little bit of southern, like a Texasy. It's not like pure Texas bourbon. It doesn't have like that kind of Texas thing where you're like, no. It's more like a hint of that. Like it was aged somewhere hot for 8 years, but not over. Like any longer probably would have been too much. I don't know. Based off the nose, I'm half looking forward to it and half very skeptical. I'm half looking forward to it and half not looking forward to it because you never know. All right, down the hatch. That might need a little bit of air. It feels kind of like it feels really. That might need some water actually. I just dropped just. That was way. Jeez. Well, now it's half water. Well, so it's not your traditional bourbon. It's not your traditional like Kentucky bourbon. It's not your traditional Indiana bourbon or Tennessee whiskey. It is more of it has more of a crafty note to it. It is more of like a bit it's like a bit farmy, a bit heavy corn, and a bit Texas all mixed into one. I don't know if I don't really like that at all. I don't really like that. Son of a bitch. I'm open to it getting better. I'm not gonna to be totally honest and fair, I like the Boulder cask strength 5-year for half the price more than the Doc Holliday. But I'll retaste it again. I'll give it a proper review because I have to try to earn some ad revenue off of that. Just got to try to chip away at how much I paid for it. Son of a bee. I heard good reviews. But I also heard that it was a bit different, and it is a bit different. So if you like that extra molassesy, extra like hot barrel that you would get out of a Texas whiskey, this might be up your alley. If Texas whiskey isn't directly up your ass, if that makes sense. It's just a bit like, damn. The first smell was very, very like, oh, this is going to be good. Second smell, I was like, I don't know. Crap. DC wants one, huh? If you should, I don't know. You should try to taste it first. It is very dark. Yeah, very dark for sure. It's just not, I don't know. I have not, David, but my wife was telling me, and guess what? I want to make her happy to the best of my ability. She is my whole life, and she is my wife. And guess what? I love frickin' Dr. Pepper Zero. So for both happy, I need to run out and get some. You know what I mean? As long as they have a 0-calorie version, then I'm totally in. Totally in. Sorry, William. Sorry, Bill. Oh, Sandy, we didn't get started till a bit late anyway. I've considered buying an eyedropper for what? Oh, dude, Smirk, I have so many eyedroppers. I just don't have them readily available. And I couldn't find one if I wanted to. A good Matt Madness bottle? For sure, DC, it will be. If you are competing in Matt Madness and you get something that smells a bit Texasy and tastes a bit Texasy, but also throws you for confusion, it's probably Doc Holliday. 8-year Georgia bourbon with a 80% corn, 10% malted corn mash bill. It's ridiculous. No, I mean, the air thing isn't, it might need a little air. Well, because like double barreled stuff, I always find that like toasted barrel double oaked stuff, it just needs they just need to get a little bit of air out. I don't know. I feel like the little bit of bite comes off of them a little bit. Even this Nashville Barrel Company 5-year that I picked with Stuff and Whiskey, which they said is 5-year and not finished with any staves or anything. The color of it, I beg to differ. I mean, listen, it's delicious. I love it. But I've never seen 5-year bourbon darker than Stag Junior, or darker than like anything without it being double something. But this one's the same way. You pour the first glass and then you just have to let it sit. Just like even with a few minutes of air, the bite from what you would think is like stay finishing or something like that just like blows off. Just gotta blow off a little bit. That's the darkest stuff on earth. For being 5 years old, I swear to goodness. I've always wondered what my face would look like after. I don't think it's garbage. I just think it's different flavor. Like, that's the name of the game. I could sit here and tell you that I love it or that I like it or that it's good. But if you've learned my palate this far and you know what I like and you like the same things I like, if you're in that category and then I told you that that's really good, then you tried it and you'd be like, that seems like something Matt wouldn't like because of what I described it as. So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm not saying that like I might be in the minority and most people might love it. But personally, for me, that's not the flavor profile that I love. Which also, to be fair, the cask strength Boulder, the mash bill on this is totally out of whack too. It's 51% corn, so the very minimum amount of corn to call it a bourbon. 44% malted barley and 5% rye. So when I read this mash bill, I was like, "Oh snappers, Porter's not gonna like that." Referring to myself in the third person, of course. And then I smelled it and I was like, ooh, hello. And then I tasted it and I was like, hello, hello. I like that more than I liked the extra corny Georgia one. And they're both, this one's distilled in Colorado, made in Colorado, the whole thing, grain to glass, whatever. Where the Holliday is Georgia. But I like the Colorado weird mash bill better. It's just, you never know. You never know what you're going to get. Wow, I make no sense sometimes. That's fine. Oh, thanks, Devin. Reagan, thank you. Makes me feel good to hear that. Putting in the extra work. You know, last couple days I haven't. I feel it's a regrettable thing. I'm looking at the treadmill right there, and it's like, hey, haven't seen you in 2 days. And I'm like, super sorry. I'll hurt you tomorrow. They do have a zero version of the Dr. Pepper? Sweet. Hells yeah. Matt Madness, you're excited? Good. Good, good. I'm happy that you're excited because it's going to be so many weeks of just amazing fun times. Coolio had to lay down for a while after eating the bomb, but he ate a lot of it on his thing. And then he died. So too soon? Might be too soon. You have something against corn? William Hall, how dare you? Corn Hub is my homepage on my computer, so don't you dare. Don't you dare. I love me some corn. Band-Aid, hells yeah. 60-minute treadmill. And I'm here. Late, but I'm here. Let's go. You know, I go on my phone on the treadmill. I watch stuff from my phone on the treadmill. Lukens, what the frick? No sound. Sorry, Lukens. Alec, no sound. Sorry, Alec. I fixed it. We got to fix it. We figured it out. PJ Baker. What's going on, PJ? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. All the whiskey tubers are talking about Matt Madness. Paul and Ann, yeah, it's going to be a fun time. There is so many people competing this year. I think like 52 competitors total. They begin next year. We're going to do a short stream this week. I'm going to taste through this flight. I'm going to rank them. We're going to eat a little Da Bomb hot sauce, and then I need to continue to prep because next week is the first week of Matt Madness. It's the qualifier round. 2 weeks of qualifier rounds. Next week, 4 hours of it. 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. Then we're going to take an hour break between 8 and 9. Then 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, 2 more qualifier rounds. So next week, 4 people will move forward into the main event of Matt Madness. And then on the 17th of February, a week later, we're doing the same exact thing. 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. So there's going to be 2 different thumbnails for each Friday. One that begins at 6 p.m., one that begins at 9 p.m. And that's just the way it's going to work. Bourbon of the Week. Speaking of Matt Madness, he is competing as a qualifier this year. Chris, everybody. I honestly don't even know how you do Matt Madness. I don't think people truly appreciate how much work you put in. No, I think it's dumb. It's a lot of. I always in my head, Chris, think that I'm ahead of the game. And I'm like, guess what? I'm going to do it better this year. So this year, I got a label maker, and I bought the stupidest label maker. The label maker I bought is Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So then you tell the label maker what to print from your phone, but you can only print one label at a time. And then to print another label, it has to reconnect to the Bluetooth. So you can print one label every 30 or 40 seconds. And that was I bought the dumbest one. So then I labeled a whole bunch of bottles, sample A, sample B, sample C, sample D. We're talking, I think 80 bottles or so I labeled with a label maker after it took me so long to print the labels because I bought the stupidest label maker. And I was thinking that would save me time from labeling and stickering and writing which samples are which on the glass, on the sample bottle themselves. And then the labels just fall off. You get a little bit of alcohol on the outside of the sample bottle and they just fall off. So, son of a bitch. I had to label them the way I did last year anyway. So crap. So some of you will get ones that have stickers on them, but they're also like written all over, and you know what they say. It's like airlines. It's like it's like having an airline business. Like, what's it called when if one thing fails, then it's like there's a word for it. Somebody out there will know it. One thing fails, one system fails, and there's another system that will do the same thing. And if that system fails, there's a third system that will prevent any problems from happening. So it's like redundancy. It's like very redundant. I have a redundant system for labeling the glasses so that if something comes off, there's a label here. And then if that fails, there's another label there. So it's still just as redundant this year. And the more time you say redundant, the more times you say it in a row, the fail safe. Yep, backups. Same thing, yeah. But the more times you say redundant, the less it means. Address labels, those are good, Travis. Yeah, those stick really well. Those do stick really well. Oh, wise guy Stu, I freaking love you. I never know if you're serious or not. Sometimes you're talking smack, sometimes you're being nice. I just always assume that you're just being a sweetheart. I think Stu's a sweetheart at heart. WJK, I can show you how I do my labels. Let me look at yours. Oh, yours are the address labels. Yours are the permanent address labels, or the inkjet sticker. Yeah. I just thought that the labels they sucked. They sucked bad. Cascade failure of your redundancies would be terrible. That'd be bad. All right, I have a 6-pour flight in front of me from AT40. Apparently, this is a Heaven Hill and Old Forester flight. I'm just going to put them in order from favorite to least favorite, and I'll see if I can guess which one is from which distillery, which, since there's only 2 distilleries, I guess it shouldn't be too hard, right? I think. Then we'll do a little hot sauce. Hot sauce, as Kira would say. Hot sauce. No, she says hot dogs. Jeez. Sorry, Kira. I bumbled your own catchphrase. And then we'll get out of here. But start with, oops. Oh, this glass stuck in the hole. Glass engraved flights. We're doing hopefully we're going to do some engraved neat glasses for Matt Madness this year. Not the flights, but the neat glasses. Yeah, Bill does crush it with the flights he sends. Jason Mounts. Sample A. It's funny, I almost immediately said Heaven Hill, but then immediately changed it to Old Forester. So, geez. There's some nuttiness on there. I'm going to say Heaven Hill right out of the gate, probably for A. Maybe, right off the nose. I believe. It's a bit nutty. It's a bit nutty. Yeah, definitely a little bit of nutty action on there. A little bit of like peanut shell. I don't hate it, but it does smell a bit nutty. A little bit of like a payday candy bar. Sweet. Yeah, that A is like a payday candy bar. Maybe around 100 proofish. Where's my notebook? A little bit bitter on the back end. A is a little bit bitter on the back end. I'm going to say I did just come off of that weird Doc Holliday, so who knows? Where did I put my water? Stay put. Lost fantasy football and had to eat a da bomb wing. I had to influence your feelings towards it, so no spoilers, but yeah. I'll be good. Can't be that hot. Do I like your labels? Your labels, AT40, are I don't know how you actually do yours, because it's like a label on top of a label, and that seems to be difficult. I will say no, all are Heaven Hill Oral for. Oh, most are. Okay. Well, then, geez, now I don't know what to think. All right. I'm done with the caps. They're just falling off. Oh. B has a dusty note to it. Wow. B is like circus peanuts. Not the peanuts, but like the orange peanuts, which apparently are banana flavored. It's like this one actually smells like one of the old Jim Beam decanters that I used to decant, or decan if you're a positive person, like the old fish that I used to decan. It's very, it has that dusty decanter note. Wow, that's good. Holy cow. Geez, that is B. I feel like, no, I don't want to say, I don't want to go there. I don't want to start guessing stuff, but I think he might have sent me something before that reminded me of. I think that's an Old Forester, Old Foe. It's got to be dusty. And I'm just assuming, he said that these aren't all Old Forester or Heaven Hill. I'm say around 100 proof on that too. That is very good. That is very good. Like, really good. I like it a lot. It's so sweet and sticky, but not like high proof sticky, but like mid proof sticky, if that makes sense. But also sweet enough and dusty enough just to make me happy. Real happy. I need a better system. Just a disaster. I'm a disaster. All right, let's go to sample C. Sample B, so dang good. Baker 7 on Glass A, I don't know. That's a Jim Beam product. So, thoughts on 20-year Mellow Corn? I'm sure it's going to be good. It's got to be good. Whiskey Uncensored, Bourbon. Well, it's just a lovely bearded hunk of a man. What's up, Bourbon? How you doing? Old Carter American review. Yeah, those need to come soon too. I haven't shot those yet. Man. Sample C has thrown me for a little bit of a loop as well. It's very familiar. It's a bit astringent, but I'm not sure if it's astringent from oak or astringent from something else. Let's go for a taste. Huh. That kind of reminds me of Barton. That doesn't remind me of Old Forester or Heaven Hill. That reminds me of Barton. Like a watered down Barton a little bit. Huh. For some reason that didn't hit me in my pleasure points the way I was hoping that it would. Weird. Maybe it was just because it came off of B. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. AT40 says, I will also say all of these are right up my alley. Oh, okay. All right. Has my weight loss had any impact on my tasting? I don't think so. I mean, tasting food, I don't taste as much of that, but I haven't noticed that at all. D has a little bit of D has almost like a mesquitiness to it. Like a little bit of barbecue note to it. Doesn't smell very familiar, D. It's very sweet, it's very barbecuey. It kind of reminds me of the Doc Holliday a little bit. Nope, it doesn't. Huh. I am bewildered here. It's like a mesquite barbecue. For some reason, I don't think we've had very much of a variance in proof on these yet. They've all sort of like been around 100 proof for me. If I had to guess, I would say these all kind of came in and tasted around 100 proof. But weird. I don't know. I'm going to be on It's Bourbon Night Sunday for an hour against Cameron. And if I come in with this type of performance, it's going to be poor. It's going to be a poor performance because the last 2 weeks haven't been great for flights for me. E smells very good. E smells very oaky and sweet. Yeah. E is very oaky and nice. I like the smell of E. Pizza rolls. White Castle has pizza rolls? Are you full of ass? There's no way. E smells kind of familiar, I think. Maybe not. Very oaky, very sweet. Wow. I think E is a Heaven Hill product. A little bit of nutty action on there. The funny thing is, man, that's good. E is very good. This is a fun flight because they're different and unique, but like, I don't know. There's something about them that kind of like makes them all kind of come together and difficult to really differentiate. Like, it could be me. I'm not going to say that it's not me, but something about this flight and the way that like, the order that it's been put together is making me like second, third, and fourth guess myself. Like, E tasted really oaky and sweet and delicious, but coming off of D, which had like a musketiness to it, like a little bit of that smokiness to it, kind of lingered into E. Whereas C, I thought C was like maybe like even like a Bartony flavor that I wasn't a huge fan of, like a watered down Barton. But that came after B, which had that dusty note to it. So just the way this is ordered makes it kind of cool and unique. D Bass, D Base, you haven't missed much. You have not missed much. Me stumbling over some words. Jeffrey Wax in the house. What's going on, Mr. Whack? The Whack Attack himself. Hello again, whiskey friends. What on earth? Okay, that had a cap on it. What is going on here? We're back to like another. I need some water. I don't even know what to think about these. Part of me. Okay. If some of these are Old Forester, some of these could be like the 117 series, which is like the ones that have been maybe double oaked or something like that. Double oaked, hey? Because F gave a strong like secondary barrel vibe to it. And maybe that's the case with E, or the case with, what did I say it was A? No, A was kind of just like a payday. Maybe some of these are the 117 series. That would make the most sense. Or maybe 1910. Maybe F is 1910. Something about these, like a couple of them are like secondary barreled or something, which is throwing me for a loop and throwing everything off. Oh, Bill's here. What's up, Whiskey Dick? 350 people in chat. Thank you, everybody. Magic Spoon Cocoa plus peanut butter is lovely with bourbon. Is it good with bourbon? I know it's good with friggin' almond milk. It's definitely good with almond milk. Okay, I want to go back to A. Oh, it's stuck. A and then F. Okay, A. A is still definite like payday vibes. It's a bit thin. It's a bit nigh. All right. I don't want to taste B again because B is the dusty one that's really, really good. C was kind of Bartony. Let me go to D. D and F. I'm getting D and F are definitely giving me like secondary barrel vibes. So I don't know if, let me try F again. In the world. Oh, I don't. And I'm sorry, AT40. I know you said these are all up your alley. For some reason, I I don't I don't love F. I don't love F. All right, I don't love it. I don't love it. Let me see. I think E I said had. What the hell did I say about E? Oh, E was the one where I thought was kind of sweet oak and right. E was a sweet oak one. C was the Bartney McBarton. No, C was C was that. Then all right. I'm going to read chat and I'm going to go through these again. I have an initial order of what I think I like the most, but I'm going to go back through them in a minute. I'm going to let my stuff wear off a little bit here. Whiskey Dick's getting excited for Friday. Friday, am I wrong? Am I right? Hell's yeah. Friday, next Friday, you mean, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I haven't done Matt Madness in a year, so I need to shake the rust off myself. Need to shake the rust off of my Matt Madness hosting myself here. I took the button out for dinner, had a few drinks, and oh my goodness. Let's see. I am looking for. I don't even know where the hell to find stuff on my desktop. My desktop is a disaster. It's a total mess. Let me see what you got going on here. All right, so this Friday, or not this Friday, today's this Friday. Next Friday, competing. And I'm not going to say who's going at what time. It's going to be kind of a surprise because I don't want them to know who they're being matched up against. So this is out of order. This is out of order, but the Whiskey Dick is going this a week from today. The Whiskey Dick, Whiskey Mountains, Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans, the Whiskey Mutant, Eric, Cole from Chill Filtered podcast, Kelsey Dime, Darrell Stewart, Jack the Hood Sommelier, Brandy and Jason from Black Bourbon Family, Mike Stahl, Bubble Bath Bourbon, Man from Jones and Man, Jeffrey Wack, hello again, Whiskey Friends himself, and Lance the Whiskey Tornado. That's 4, 8, 12, 15. 15 competitors a week from today. Is Old Carter that good? There's so many in the background. Yeah. I love the American whiskeys. They're my favorite. The rye whiskeys are excellent. The bourbon whiskeys are very good. They vary a bit batch to batch. But yeah, I love Mark and Cherry, so I support them as much as I can. If I can find them and they're a reasonable price, then I will buy them. And I definitely enjoy them. They're good pours to share with people. When I have company over who enjoy a good pour of bourbon, I love to pour a nice Old Carter. Bob, 2 questions about Matt Madness. 1, will Shayla Bott be back keeping you in line? She will be. Yep, she will be back beginning on the 24th, the first round of the main event. Shayla Bott will be back, as will the music from the Shelf Turds, beginning back on the 24th. Will we be mesmerized by the vocals of the one? Oh, yep, geez Louise. Yes, both of those are coming back. David's been hounding me. He's all, hey, I need to know who's competing when so I can let my vocals shine. And I'm like, I'm working on it. I'm working on it so hard. But yes, both of those are happening for sure. The Eric Baldwin, if you can find the American whiskeys, those are my favorite for sure. All right. E. I think E is definitely Heaven Hill. A tastes. A is a lot softer than E. A is like, it's got to be lower proof than E. It's a much softer. So, wow, I wonder what A is. Weird. I said A was Heaven Hill, B, C. Interesting. Interesting flight here. Oh, now C smells pretty damn good. I think I'm gonna make the switch here. All right. Damn it. What's D again? Yeah, no. I think, okay, I have an order. I think D and F are secondary barreled or something. They're my least favorite. And then we'll go from there. D and F are giving off like some sort of either smoky, like this is why the Doc Holliday for me was like kind of off-putting. It's just a weird secondary barreled or like smoky, mesquite, like hot environment vibe I get. Small barrel maybe, who knows. But so my order in last place was F. And F, I don't even know what distillery it's from. If I had to guess, like maybe 117 series Old Forester, possibly. I don't know if these are all Old Forester or Heaven Hill. If it's not Old Forester or Heaven Hill, then I don't know. But F is, how do I get to it? Oh. What the hell is that? F is Bainbridge, 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 Mizunara cask pick. Bainbridge. What the hell is Bainbridge? It's got that Japanese Mizunara cask. So that is why that's what threw me off. White Castle cheeseburger bites, White Castle in pizza roll form. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes way more sense. I've never heard of Bainbridge before, I don't think. I don't think I've ever heard of Bainbridge. What video is that? The first video, Paul K said, what video is Paul talking about? go back and watch your old videos lately. You getting the fish decanter open was hilarious. That was my first video. That was my very first video. I was spinning it the wrong way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey only works if you know right and left. But like thinking of spinning, it's just when you're recording yourself for the first time, right and left get difficult. So D was 1, 2, 3, 4. Was 5th place. D was in 5th place, and D come on is Old Forester King Ranch. Old Forester King Ranch is D. Is that finished? Is Old Forester King Ranch finished? And what proof is that? Everybody in the chat, help me out. I'm supposed to be a whiskey expert, but I don't know if Old Forester King Ranch is finished and or what proof it is. Or what proof it is. Because it smells very... It smells something. It's got a bit of a thing to it. 105 proof. Mesquite charcoal mellowed. I'm pretty sure I said... Actually, I'm not even pretty sure. I literally wrote mesquite barbecue. I wrote mesquite barbecue. And it's mesquite charcoal. So guess what? I will take that victory every time. That makes sense. I'm just going to call it quits now because I said mesquite and it's literally mesquite. So there's mesquite skeet, motherfucker. Mesquite skeet. God damn. Ooh, that would be a great pick sticker for like if they did single barrels of Old Forester King Ranch, mesquite skeet. All right. A was my 4th place. A was 4th place. I think A was Heaven Hill. My guess was A was Heaven Hill product. It was nigh. Oh, that makes sense. So actually, it's not Heaven Hill, but it's Widow Jane Decadence. So I think that's Tennessee whiskey, right? Isn't there some George Dickel in Widow Jane Decadence, which explains the nuttiness? But I just immediately thought nutty meant Heaven Hill. So Widow Jane Decadence in 4th place. What's up, 49er fan? I'm not cut off, Mom. It's a song. It's a very... Listen, I didn't say it. Lil Jon did. All right? And if you don't know who Lil Jon is, don't listen to him with Dad around. But he's all, yeah, what? Okay. Skeet, skeet. That's what it's what he says, Mom. He just says it. All right. So nuttiness on unless there's some Heaven Hill in there, I would assume that's from the George Dickel. Unless there's no George Dickel in it, in which case I'm just dumb. Yeah, Paul K. I've never had it by itself. I know it was A, but it did come off of that Duck Holliday stuff, which is still a sweet bottle. Like, this is badass. All right. Glass C was 3rd place. And I said it gave me kind of a Bartney vibe. But now, there is some nuttiness on the nose. This probably is Heaven Hill. It's okay. C's very oaky. Having not tasted anything for a few minutes, coming back to C, C's really oaky. It's low proof and oaky. It's good. It's sweet. It's oaky. That tastes a lot better right now than it did the first couple sips through. So could it have been second place? I don't know. But C is really good. I like it a lot. I didn't get that, like, this is what happened. And coming off of B was the one I said had the dusty note to it. On C, I got like a Barton-y astringent. I said watered down Barton. That was because of the astringency I got from it. It would taste more like ethanol, like just like a bit like just vaporized ethanol is kind of what I was tasting. Now going back to it, that's not that's oak. That's an old bourbon. It's an old bourbon. It's not like a creamy, sweet, super like decadent oak, but it is an aged oak. It's an age. I'm guessing that's got to be an old bourbon. So I don't know. It's in third place at C, and it is. Oh shit. Okay, well. Oh. All right. That's Old Fitzgerald 19 year. I was gonna say it reminded me of Elijah Craig 18, which is Heaven Hill, around the same age. It just kind of reminded me of Elijah Craig 18, just that last sip. That's Old Fitz 19. Holy shit! I have not had that. Pardon my language. Wow, I can't wait to try that by itself. I saved some so I can try that by itself. Good grief! What are you saying you feel validated for? Why do you feel validated? What did you feel validated about? What did you say something to? All right. So Glass E was in second place. Glass E was in second place. And E is what I thought was, I think, considerably better. Yeah. E on the nose smells oaky and delicious. Yeah. Whatever's in Glass E, I do like it more than C. Whoever asked me if I needed Parker's Heritage Double Barreled for 1 Ounce Wednesday, I have Parker's Heritage Double Barreled. Is Glass E in second place. Holy shit. That is very, very good. That is very, very good. Thank you for that. That's incredible. All right. So that means Glass B is the winner. And Glass B has a dusty note to it that just like brings me back. It brings me back to a day where I can be just a happy camper of like dusty, sweet deliciousness. When I smelled this and tasted it, I think AT40, tell me if I'm wrong. Did you send me a birthday bourbon before that I got the same dusty note from? Then I was surprised when it was Old Forester birthday bourbon. I'm wondering if this is Old Forester birthday bourbon. I don't know. We're about to find out. The winner's Glass B. And it is. What? No way. Oh, dude. Old Fit 17? What in the world? There's no fucking, and pardon my language, mother. Sorry, mute it. Just forget I said that. The Old Forester 17 is superior to 19, like by far. How is it? How is it that the 17 has that dusty note to it and the 19 does not? That's weird. Like B was like right out of the gate. I'm like, B is phenomenal. Chris is warm. Well, she'll be happy to know they turned the heat off. And AT40, I don't even know if it's even the I don't know if it's the amount of oak. It's a different whiskey. The 19 is like a thin super oak, but it's a thin, kind of like astringent, like sharp oak. It's a sharp oak. Whereas the 17 year it's a much more well-balanced whiskey. It's thicker, it's fuller, it tastes like much more well-rounded. It coats the mouth way better, and it has this old note to it where it's like the 17 seems to come from a different generation. It seems to be like a dusty bourbon. Like that's tremendous. The 19 year doesn't have that, which is that's bizarre. You'd think that the 19 year would have it and the 17 might not, if one of them did. But no, the 17 year had some barrels in there that were just like, hey, we're a funky bunch of barrels. And it's tremendous. So yeah. 2 hours ago, if somebody had a bottle of Old Fitz 19 and Old Fitz 17, and they were like, hey, Matt, you got to choose one of these bottles. Choose one of these bottles. I would have been like, give me the 19, right? But wrong. 19 isn't the best one. 17 would have been the best choice. I would have picked the wrong one. 17 is so much damn better. Sharp will put your eye out. I don't like putting eyes out. AT40, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that flight. That was an awesome flight. Are you gonna give out your weight loss plan or no? I don't really have a plan, but yeah, I'm gonna shoot another video for that. But it's like literally, I don't know. We'll talk about it. It's hard to talk about weight loss in 2 seconds because there's so many differing opinions and people. I don't want to say something that people will disagree with right off the bat without me being able to talk at length about it. So I'm going to shoot a video about it and then people can comment on it. And it's just a subject where people are going to be argumentative and say that this is wrong and that's wrong, which doesn't really bother me. Long form wise, comment wise, because it's just my approach. I'm not saying it's correct. It's just my approach. So, I mean, it's literally burning more calories than you eat. Calories in, calories out. It's the only way I've ever been able to do it. And it's the only way that's ever worked for more than a couple months. And but there's more to it than that as far as like how I got started and like how I stick with it, as far as like how I managed to eat less calories or, burn more calories than I eat. But I mean, that's the gist of it, What causes that old note? It blows my mind too, especially with those two side by side. I'd be curious to know what the source of that note is. Cam, I said this. I'm not sure if I was on the live with you or not when I said it. Who was I talking to? I don't remember, but Do you know how companies like Jelly Belly, or there are like people who can like pick out a flavor and make something taste like something? Like you can have Jelly Bellies that taste like vomit, or like taste like dirty socks, or things like that. Or I wonder if, by the way, this is like totally sketchy, but if you could get somebody who enjoys whiskey, who knows about dusty whiskey, to be able to taste that note, smell that note, and like hone in on it, and take that note out of whiskey and like, well, what's the word? Like, make it into a concentrate. So that like you could have a dusty flavored Jelly Belly. But if you could do that, this would make like dusty bars basically like be able to cheat people out of shit. But like if you could put a drop of that in whiskey and make a modern day whiskey taste like a dusty whiskey, because there is a very specific note, a very specific taste. Where does it come from? Who knows? Somebody's got to know though. There's got to be some sort of like smell and taste expert who can be like, oh, that smell or that taste is this. I don't have the answer. I wish I did. And if I did and I was able to extract it and replicate it, I would be a millionaire. Or I'd be very poor because I'd go into debt for no reason. Yeah, the Parker's Heritage, amazing. Super, super good. I think that the dusty note is what stood out for me on the 17-year Old Fitz. And that's kind of like why I liked it so much. Yeah, thank you, AT40. It was a great flight. How do you choose your Matt Madness contestants? It's what I call an invitational. So there are people who've been in it every year since it began, and I invite them back. They can say yes or no, as long as they're still making content of some kind. I want to introduce viewers to new people and new channels. So there are so many out there now that I put 32 new contestants in this year outside of the normal bracket for the qualifier rounds. That's a lot. Like, think about each one of those contestants has to have 3 samples, and those have to be poured, sealed, labeled, boxed. The box has to be labeled, taped, packed correctly, and hand delivered. So we're talking lots and lots of packages. So I wish I could include everybody, but so like when it gets down to, I say like I think I had like 8 spots left, because there were specific people who I wanted to invite because I've always wanted to collaborate with them. That's part of the invitational. It's like, hey, I wanted to collaborate with Man from Jones and Man for a very long time. Whiskey Written on Instagram, I love those guys, and like I've always wanted to have them on a live stream of mine. So it's like I invited some people who I just really wanted to have on for a long time, and then there are these other channels that there's a handful left. So I just did a randomizer wheel. If you have a channel and I didn't choose you, it doesn't mean anything about how much I love you or dislike you, which I don't dislike anybody except for Ben, and he's in. So that's weird. Just kidding, Ben. I love you. I do love Ben. Matter of fact, I told David about a song that I wanted for Ben because I just giggle about it and I can't wait to see his reaction because I love Ben. I just like messing with him. But anyway, if I had like the ability to have, 100 contestants, then we could do more. But I'm pretty much beyond my capabilities now. I'm really maxed out. The bomb hot sauce. Tyler Rock, thank you for the super chat. Are you making them drink Rare Stash and Chem at 8 as their initiation? No, Bob Belkovac wouldn't do that. That would be very rude. That'd be very rude. I think Nancy Philly talked about that, how to get that dusty note, that is. Really? I'd like to see that, Mom. I have not seen her talk about that, but I will definitely like to go back and see it. But to pour frozen small batch select, here's a devilish donation. Oh, thanks, Thomas. Friggin' little devil, you. Dusty whiskey sounds like Dusty Dostoyevsky. Is that like Dirk Nowitzki, except for the bourbon version? Maybe, possibly. All right. Do you wear a double E shoe? What the hell does that mean? What's a double E shoe? Nah, I'm just kidding, Ben. Ben, if I didn't like you, you wouldn't make the cut. Obviously. I got some Fiji organic apple chips. So we'll try to put some Da Bomb hot sauce on one of them. Oh, it's thick. It's very thick. All right. Oh, I dropped my chip. Son of a bitch. All right. This is Da Bomb hot sauce. I heard it doesn't taste good. I just want to see how spicy it is. I heard it doesn't taste good, but I guess we'll see. All right. Da Bomb down the hatch. That, well, it's not good. That tastes, wow. Yeah. It really makes you want to get that taste out of your mouth, to be fair. I feel like I'm thinking very clearly right now. And the clearest thought is I shouldn't have ate that. Oh. That's what Eminem meant when he had palms are sweaty. My palms are literally sweaty. All right, that is. The problem is talking, you know? The problem is talking. I feel like I got this, totally got it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. The body has a reaction. The mouth is on fire and the mouth doesn't want to talk. And it's swelling up a little bit. My bottom lip is getting bigger as we sit here. That's different. I feel like it's interesting. It's an interesting experience. Wow. Wow. That's not bad. That's not bad. Aside from my hands sweating, a little perspiration, and the inability to speak, it's not bad at all. Did I just stumble upon it? That's not the one chip challenge. I just put the Beyond Insanity Da Bomb Hot, because that's the one on Hot Ones. Oh, that's stuck in my tooth. That did not help. On Hot Ones, that's the one where everybody trips up and they're like, "Oh, that's really hot." I can see that. I can see why that would be an issue to talk through questions. You know what I mean? It's not that bad though. I feel like it's good for you, you know? Kind of like people who never are in cold weather and then they're in cold weather and they're like, wow, it's freezing outside. Right? And you're like, just go outside and enjoy it. Little discomfort's good once in a while. And that's where we're at here. Slightly discomforting in the mouth. And that's a bead of sweat right there. It's coming down. Wow, that is insane how it makes you sweat so badly. That's pretty cool, though. Halle Berry ate it and didn't blink. Mad respect. Yeah. That's very good. I like it. I enjoy it. It's just hard to talk. That's all. That's the biggest problem. Is it makes it hard to talk because your mouth doesn't want to move. Other than that, fine. Totally good. I needed that. I needed a good kick in the face. I better keep that out of the reach of children. That's gonna do it for tonight. Da Bomb Beyond Insanity hot sauce is what I would consider to be very spicy but not that bad. I'm not like upset about it. I'm actually kind of happy about it. So there's that. But great flight from AT40. Thank you so much for the flight. Do I recommend Boulder Spirits Colorado Straight Bourbon Cask Strength? Yes, I do. Do I recommend Doc Holliday Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 8 years from Georgia? Not for that price. Can't say that I do. I am really sweating. I think that's it. I think that's definitely it. Whew. Next week, 6 p.m. Eastern, begins the qualifiers for Matt Madness. And if you're not there, then catch the replay. Catch the replay if you can. 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 4 hours of Matt Madness beginning next Friday. And I can't wait to kick it off. Just ready to rock and roll. I'm calling it quits. I need to. I love you all. You're all amazing. And I will see you next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on milk.